It is no longer safe to have an opinion about Star Wars unless you love it. Hey everybody, welcome back to Echo Base Network, covering all things Star Wars and the Acolyte. Right now, there's been some fallout. You know, we've seen people attack. We've seen people in social media who are fans of the show, people who love Disney Star Wars. They actually think the Acolyte is great. Why do they think that? Probably because of all of the sexual tension stuff. Yeah, Oshamir. Oh, Oshamir. I know that's weird. So people who have criticized the show have been getting attacked by these angry proponents of Disney Star Wars. But now it's made its way all the way to the media, where Paul Tassi at Forbes, the shilliest of all shills, just went at Star Wars Theory for criticizing the Acolyte. Right after the episode ended, episode 7, thank goodness we're almost done with this thing, the Acolyte reveals its true villain at last in a stunning episode, writes Paul Tassi at Forbes. We've seen him going all the way back to The Last Jedi, his articles and his takes and all that. Very easy to criticize Paul Tassi, who is truly a Disney shill. Like, I'm not using that word inappropriately. That is exactly what he is. He gets access and gets paid and gets things from the company for being this way. Does he really believe these things? Probably. So that's his perspective. Star Wars Theory, right after the episode, Acolyte Episode 7 is a convoluted, poorly written mess. And then he gives a 1 and 16-second long clip explaining what he's saying there. And most fans agree with Theory. The show is bad. It's poorly written, poorly acted, poorly directed, poorly edited. It's poorly everything. Notice I didn't say anything about DEI and agenda, even though that's poor too. Star Wars Theory also says here, the Acolyte Episode 7, the worst Disney Star Wars yet. Many people agree with that. More on that in a moment. But Paul Tassi got big mad at Star Wars Theory. The Forbes writer links his article here. The Acolyte reveals its true villain at last in a stunning episode. And then he says here, I don't care what anyone says, the last 3 episodes of this have established it as an incredibly solid piece of Star Wars content that absolutely is going to need a second season. And then this user here, Proto, says, at Real Star Wars Theory said, it's worse than The Last Jedi. And then Paul Tassi responds, cool, he's an idiot. Hold up. He's an idiot because he thinks it's worse than The Last Jedi? There's a lot of people that believe that. They're so bad, both of them, but it's like apples and oranges. The Last Jedi is, to me, the worst movie in Star Wars history by far because of what you did to Luke, because of the expectations that the fans had when we walked into the theater on opening night. I left crushed. I've never been crushed by Disney Star Wars again, only that one time. And now I'm just sitting here laughing at the flames, literally. The Acolyte is terribly for reasons very different than The Last Jedi, not because it destroyed canonical figures or legacy characters. It's terrible because of all the things that we've already mentioned in this show, the writing, the editing, the directing, the acting, and then the whole DEI initiative stuff. Yeah. So Star Wars Theory responds here, and he says, I'm an idiot because I don't like a show? Please tell me more about how inclusive and tolerant you are. And then I like Star Wars Theory's move here. Forbes editorial staff so tolerant and inclusive of other humans' opinions. And he quote tweets, cool, he's an idiot, by Paul Tassi. Paul Tassi is attacking the biggest Star Wars content creator in the world, whose channel is almost as big as Star Wars, just because he doesn't like his opinion. All right. Paul Tassi is just an example of the type of writer, of the type of shill out there in the media trying to spread all this propaganda. Professional Acolyte haters fall for fake Rotten Tomatoes controversy. Professional Acolyte haters? What This guy has been on an attack since the first critical comment has been spoken on social media. He is a staunch proponent of Disney Star Wars, attacking it at all cost. And these people in the media and their followers on social media, they love to paint a picture that the fans are lashing out against the show and that we're angry and that we're racist, bigot, incels, basement dwellers, and all of these things. And none of that's true. And I don't really see people angry that the show is so bad. I see people laughing. The only angry people I see are the people who love the show. They love the show, and they're mad. Why are you mad? It makes no sense. Our friends over at That Park Place, John Trent, wrote, Forbes reporter Paul Tassi seethed as Star Wars The Acolyte audience scores go even lower. The media are reporting on the media about the fallout about this show. Paul Tassi is on an agenda to attack anyone and everything that is against this show in any way. And that's actually so funny to me. It just shows you that you cannot trust these people. John Trent destroys him in this article with logic, reason, and facts. He writes here, Forbes writer Paul Tassi is not happy that audiences and viewers are rejecting The Acolyte, claiming that the low audience score is embarrassing for the audience scorers. The only thing embarrassing here is the critical reviews, still sitting at 83%. How could you rate something so high? It must mean that you're not a Star Wars fan. You must not be a Star Wars fan. I don't know what you're a fan of. I don't know what you're seeing that gives you a reason to vote this thing at 83%. That's horrible. If anybody should lose their credentials and press pass and ability to be an insider, it should be those folks. But other media entities are catching on. Blaze Media writes here, just came out, The Acolyte is a $180 million woke disaster that keeps getting worse. And it keeps getting worse right before the series finale. Notice what I said there, series finale. There ain't going to be no season 2. Blaze Media writes, the show's creator is actually doing interviews trying to do damage control and defend the show and justify the fact that she's essentially doing a 180 from what Star Wars fans have come to know and expect from the franchise. Lauren Chen explains, the show cost $180 million to produce, which Chen notes means that each single episode had more of a budget than the entirety of Godzilla Minus One. Let's not forget the fact that they could have made 15 Godzilla Minus One films with the cost of this budget for The Acolyte. Let's not forget comparing House of the Dragon Season 2 to The Acolyte and the money spent. There is no comparison. And then there's this whole fallout. While the Star Wars fans have come to know the Jedi as the good guys, the series is now attempting to portray them as the patriarchs of the universe, who are these unjust authoritarians who are trying to clamp down on the oppressed space witch lesbians of the universe. Another clear reason why fans are rejecting this Star Wars in name only trash that Disney has given us. It's absolute garbage. It's funny. I'm not mad. But it's funny. What do you think about the media fallout? What do you think about people in media attacking Star Wars fans? Even the Star Wars fan with the most clout in the world, Star Wars Theory, they're going after him. They've gone after us, little o' us. Things are crazy in Star Wars. And you know what? This isn't going to get better. This is only going to get worse as time goes on, and it's going to go outside of just Star Wars. Just wait. More of this is coming. This is the world that we live in. And what I say is, it's okay to critique. It's okay to criticize. If they can't handle it, that's on them. Don't let it ruin your day. Let theirs be ruined. We are Echo Base Network. May the Force be with you, or the thread, or whatever the hell. See you on the next one.